Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. We are the Odds Couple. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. This is the NBA Odds Couple show for Wednesday, February 22nd. Mike Brenner, the NBA starts tomorrow. We
swept the board last night. We didn't have any picks.
Yeah, that's right. That's
sometimes.
Yeah, and
NBA.
Yesterday we covered the Eastern Conference UN official with the Cavs at minus 250. Now we're going to cover the Western Conference and then take a look at the championship at the finals futures odds. And to win the West, the Warriors are an even bigger favorite than the Cavs, minus 335 at Pinnacle right now, which I guess makes sense. Because because with the Cavs, if LeBron gets injured, which is a possibility, Kevin Love's already banged up.
Exactly.
And then you got Kyrie Irving and some other guys. It basically makes you the Wizards, right?
Exactly. And then with Golden State, you lose one of those guys. Guess what? We got plenty to fill in.
Yeah. So that I can understand.
That's
interestingly, the second choice is the Spurs, who are a shorter choice than the second choice in the East, which is the Celtics. Celtics are about 6.5 to 1. The Spurs are actually 5 to 1.
Really?
Which I guess makes sense just because of Popovich's record.
For the hell of it, where are the Clippers at?
They're the fourth choice at about 16 to 1.
Okay, but I think Popovich as the coach, like you said, the respect factor probably dictates that line. But let's not forget, Spurs are 43-13 at the break, but they're 31-24 ATS.
The Spurs,
yes, in the first half.
But they kind of slumped at the end, though. You remember
they did. That's where they were really killing it. So maybe this rest does them some good.
Yes.
Does somebody get into LaMarcus Aldridge's face and say, "Come on, it's time for you to earn your paycheck"?
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. Pete.
And then, of course, the other issues are a ton of changes, right? Changes with the Lakers. DeMarcus Cousins is gone from Sacramento and moves to the Pelicans, which is very interesting.
Because now they're talking about power rankings. And I asked this question to the viewers and want your opinion. All right, they're 23-34 on the year. They're 20 and a half
Which
games.
Team are you talking about right now?
Memphis. Excuse me, New Orleans.
Okay.
When they added the. So is that team going to try to make the playoffs, Pete? You think they could slip in the playoffs, or are they just building for next year?
I don't know. That's
because
a good question.
Because that would be an ATS machine. A second.
Maybe they were 50-50 ACS in the first half, and Anthony Davis seems healthy, right?
Yeah. And he's inspired again. He's got somebody they can share the ball with that can take a load off.
Yeah, you might see some early ATS value with the Pelicans.
And these two played together. They know each other's style. So.
The lines will adjust, but maybe not enough. So that might be something to look for. Also, that's interesting is we know that the Warriors, as great as they are, obviously have inflated lines. But at the end of the first half, of course, the Warriors did start to cover full game spreads, 12-4-1 ATS over the last 17 games.
And that brought them to 27-27. Had it not been for that run, they would really look ridiculous.
And this is something that you were doing earlier in the season. You were avoiding the Warriors in the full game, so taking them on the first halves, and they did tend to cover those. But then in the second half of the first half, they started to cover full games. So how much does that continue?
I think it does, Pete. They're picking up momentum. They're excited, and I think the closer that the playoffs get, Durant really believes I could really get this done. I might win a ring. I think that team is just going to stay tight. They're well coached. They respect each other. I've said it before. I think the only one that suffered in this whole ordeal, and it's his own situation, is Steph Curry. He is mentally not where he is, his consistency, his shot percentage, his turnovers. So they got to work with that, and I think they can. But that's going to be a dangerous team. With that being said, I think the second half they roll and they continue to cover. I think the lines will adjust eventually. But, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the Rockets. 33-25 ATS, Pete, first half.
33-25 ATS. Is that true?
That's
But it was all on the road, though. They were like 50-50.
Oh, I know. At home they were not good. But on the road, that team was an ATS machine.
Yes.
Exactly.
So what do you think that will continue? That's kind of, I guess that's because on the road they get a bunch of points and all the big offense tends to keep things close.
Yeah, I think it will. And also now, it plays into these guys. I say it, ego and emotion and stuff. You can't tell me James Harden, all right, doesn't know, and Kawhi Leonard doesn't know who just joined up with New Orleans. All right, they're going to make some noise over there. So I think these guys even step up their game more. And this rest that they had, I think it's really going to do the Rockets a ton of good because
that's what I was going to say.
Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson can get completely healthy. Look out.
Because of the style that they play, the kind of high-paced style, the Rockets, and they were very open about this, were more prone to fatigue. All the NBA teams are prone to big fatigue, but the Rockets, at times, were particularly prone to
and you could tell, and then you could also tell when they got fresh again.
And and that was when they started to cover, those first half spreads and -6 and stuff.
And are you ready for this? Their first game tomorrow. Guess where they're going? They're going to New Orleans. Houston's going to New Orleans.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
That's a tough one. I don't know how I would react to that.
I don't know. I think I might pop a cold beer and enjoy that one as a fan and get a 10-foot pole out.
Then one of the bad teams,
10-foot pole trigger.
One of the bad teams in the first half. One of the bad teams in the first half that we kind of thought at the end of last year might be a good team ATS here turned out to be wrong is Portland, right?
Yeah.
22-34 ATS overall, worse on the road than at home, but still bad at home. And I remember at the end of last year we were thinking maybe look out for Portland this year as a team that would be good ATS. Yeah. Ended the first half with 6 straight ATS losses. What do you think about it? You have anything to say about Portland, Mike Brenner?
I think Terry Stotts is just literally scratching his head saying, what in the hell happened to last year? Again, you've got a style of ball that's just a little bit catered towards your two guards, and you're depending too much on it. Unless they pick up a big man that I don't know about if they've tried to, unless they get that inside presence, I don't think that team's going to be dangerous. And ATS-wise, I'm going to be fading them for a while, Pete.
You think so?
I do. Yeah.
All right, and then what's up with the Lakers? I can't even.
Do we have to talk about that?
No, we don't have to. I mean, one thing that they were an over-trender at home. They were 16-10 over/under at home, and my sense is that they like to put on shows. They're an LA team, right? Magic Johnson taking over. My sense is that more likely than not, that continues, that there'll probably be, upper 50s, maybe 60% overs at home. That's the one thing I would say about the Lakers.
I think so, too.
Continue to put on, relatively high-scoring games.
Have they made any trades in the last day that you know about?
Not that I gotta go look at it and figure out what I mean.
I think they need to move one of those. You got guys that don't even get along, have problems in the locker room. How about we move one of them, get something? But with Magic taking over, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Kupchak, he's out. Mitch Kupchak, finally. I used to watch him play ball back in the day, Pistol.
And then what do we think about Minnesota? We talk about them a lot. A young team, a great coach, not always getting the results that people were hoping for, but still talented. A moderate over trender at the end. They actually went on a 10-1 over/under run at the end, but they were mostly a bad team. ATS, it was more pronounced on the road. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. I mean, these are young guys. Maybe they'll hit a wall, or maybe they'll somehow gel, and Thibodeau and the lines will adjust, and maybe they'll start to be a good bet at times in the second half. What do you think?
And I agree to that. And Thibodeau, I was reading an article for the second half of the season. What he's trying to do is get them to buckle down more on defense and slow the game down because of what you said. He doesn't want them to hit that wall, and he knows he's relying on a couple of them that will hit that wall if he doesn't make the adjustments. He said he's going to start doing his replacements when he's taking players. He's going to start having a routine for the second half of the season because this team really thinks they can make some noise and make a push. ATS first half, what were they?
In the first half, they were moderately bad. They were more. They were worse on the road, but they were still negative at home. I don't know that I don't have the exact number here, but they were just a bad bet. They were in general a slightly good fade. To
ton
bet
of talent
against.
over there. Yeah. And there's some big talk though that Ricky Rubio is going to be gone or is gone, and they're talking about pulling in another veteran. Oh, God, I forget it. Slipped my mind right now, and I'll figure it out.
Okay.
But there's one other team I want to talk about real quick. They were 29-26. 29-26 ATS at the first half, Sacramento. Now you got the big man gone. All right.
What's going to happen?
That they got to, and I'm wondering how the lines are going to be because Pete, they didn't get any kind of talent that's going to step up and fill any kind of gap. You're going to now lose a double machine. All right. I think right now would be a good time to fade them in the first half. Take advantage of that first half line going against this team because they don't know what to think. And Dave Horger, the coach, he said, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up thinking we had Boogie Cousins and we were going to build around it. So that guy right now is in panic mode. First halves.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's possible, though, that the lines will adjust radically and that the Kings will basically become like the Nets were at the beginning of the first half where they were just a terrible team and losing, but still undervalued and actually cashing. So that could happen because guys are going to step up for the Kings. Yes. They're going to be getting a lot of points. That's for sure.
And you're right. It's going to give opportunity. And I was thinking that, too. I think the over might trend heavily in their favor with that.
So we'll see. That's a wait and see for me. But I'm actually thinking maybe looking at possible ATS value with Sacramento, just depending on who steps up and how much they step up and where the lines.
And I'll tell you what, when I get out of here, I can't wait to circle this one. The first game, New Orleans, goes back to Sacramento. Buddy, you better look out. That's going to be an explosion. So,
all right. Any other teams from the West?
Yeah, there's one other. Denver.
Okay, yeah.
29-27. ATS,
right,
okay?
50-50-ish, right?
Yeah, 50-50-ish.
And a massive overtrender.
But exactly. And they started to pick up a little steam. They're getting confidence. They got Plumlee now, I believe, is who they got. And I really, really look for them to have fun. You're going to see that team, I think, covering. Matter of fact, I look for them tomorrow night. Look out. Matter of fact, tune into the show tomorrow.
Okay,
I'll save it for the video, as you always say.
That sounds good.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts and shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.